All right, I'm gonna play it.
All right.
There we go. Try to get up there. Cute. You gonna try to settle down a little bit?
She doesn't want to settle down. She just wants to play fetch.
I guess she could. MJ has Charlie fired up, ready to play fetch. Guys, we're back on the show. I'm trying to figure out. I think this is gonna come out on the last week of the year of big 2024, which means I hope you had a nice Christmas.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
It was a great,
wonderful holiday season.
And did you go home for Christmas?
No, I met my parents up in Japan.
Oh, sick. Whoa, dude. All right, well, we obviously have a lot to talk about in that regard. But I guess without further ado, I'd like to welcome MJ Johnson to the program. MJ. It's great to be here. I'm happy to have you here. You just recently arrived to Los Angeles.
I did. I arrived about a month and a half ago.
A month and a half in, and how are you feeling? Yeah.
It's growing on me.
Yeah.
I showed up. I was definitely very wary to be here.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot of anxiety. It's a new place. It's a big place.
Huge.
A lot of people.
Crazy place, too. Everybody's a little crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of personality here.
That? Yeah.
There's a lot of personality in this town.
It was one day at a time type of deal, right? Like, it just feels like a little bit more every day. I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of, it makes sense. It makes a little more sense. Nice toss there. Charlie didn't even know where it went. That was a great throw.
She's given up.
Okay, and so you arrived here, and big, scary, and where are you from? What is this contrasting with? The LA experience is contrasting with.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Originally from DC.
First, DMV area.
Moved.
All right, sorry, I'll chill out with the soundboard.
Yeah, DC area. Moved to North Carolina for 2 years.
Okay, North Kakalaki. Do people call it that ever?
I was too young to know. Too young to know.
Right.
Was in Belgium for a few years after that.
And you went from North Carolina to Belgium.
Yeah, across the Atlantic.
And how old were you when you made that move?
I was like 5th grade.
Okay, so
I was there
10,
for like the end of
9,
primary
10.
school, start of secondary, like the entire middle school.
And what is the culture shock experience like going from the American South to Europe?
You know, when you're that young,
Not
you're
even
just sort of like, I don't really care that much.
It's just kids and kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, I started out at French school.
You started out at French school?
I was a complete wimp about it. It was bilingual, so like half the days were in English, half the days were in French.
Interesting.
Hey,
wait, you said you were a wimp about it.
I didn't want to go because there was the American school, and I'm like, why can't I go to the American school?
I would be saying the same shit. Yeah.
So every day for the year that I went to that school, on the walk, because it was only like a mile from my house, because we lived in the city center.
Yeah.
Every single day, I'd give my mother another reason for why I should be able to go to the American school.
Yeah.
And she gave up. She was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. You wore it out. It worked.
I did. Looking back on it, I should have stuck it out because it was a good school.
Whatever, yeah.
Like, it was
so how much French did you learn?
I learned enough to get around.
Okay.
I've completely lost it since being back here.
So you moved to Belgium, end of 5th grade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're in middle school.
Start of
5th grade. And how long do you go to French school there?
5th grade.
Okay. So you wore her down quick. You were like, Mom, this is not fucking working. And the other kids,
she didn't want to have to deal with it anymore.
Were there other American kids there? Or were they mostly French kids?
It was an international school. There was a mixture of some Belgians. I think the German ambassador's kid was in my year. He was German. That's all I know, but I'm pretty sure. Because it's Brussels is the seat of the EU. So it's like
cool.
My school was maybe a few blocks.
Okay.
Like
from where the diplomats gather. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And then you switched to American school for middle school.
Yes.
And how long are you there?
End of middle school. I moved back to DC.
For
high school.
Okay, cool. And that was that just because of parents' work, or that was like I'm going to high school in America?
No, it was for my father's work.
Okay.
We moved for his work, and then we moved back for his work.
Damn. And so like thoughts, like it thoughts.
So many.
I like to think that I've been getting better as an interviewer.
One would hope. Yeah.
No. Okay. So it's that's a lot of because I moved as a kid, house at different neighborhoods.
From Detroit to Detroit. That's
around
that Michigan energy.
yeah. But as a kid, moving countries multiple times back and forth, new friends, you got to make friends with kids from different cultures. Is when you're a kid, is that just like, that's the only thing I know, so like whatever, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, it's not like
it's sort of a lot of like, well, I mean,
this is where we are.
This happens every few
Play
years,
the hand you're dealt.
so,
Yeah. Interesting.
You get real adaptable though.
Were you excited to come back to America, or was it kind of like, shit, I just finally made some like actual tight homies?
The thing with the American school is that it's like a military school, not like a military school in that like we're doing the drills, but like it's like the kids of like all these military kids.
Right. They're military brats.
Yeah,
probably.
so it's like, I mean, kids are coming in and out all the time.
Okay.
You get used to it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And then, so back to DC, for high school, where you went to. What's the name of the high school?
Bishop O'Connell High School, Arlington, Virginia.
Arlington.
They had an engineering program, and at the time, I wanted to be an engineer. So.
And who's Bishop O'Connell? Is that a name that we should know? You never learned anything.
He's like some Catholic bishop. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. So it was a Catholic school.
Well, Bishop O'Connell.
You can just call me a dumbass.
No, yeah. It was Catholic school. The public school in the area was not particularly good.
Yeah, sure. And how did you take to Catholic schooling? Did you have to wear a uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah, skirt.
Oh yeah. It was a khaki skirt for 2 years, and then they switched the uniforms because all the girls roll their skirts.
Sure.
Because it's their only sense of freedom.
Right.
And then they switched us to a kilt under the argument that, it would be harder to roll. Keep in mind, these are like girls that have been going to Catholic school for 8 years wearing kilts. It's like you made it easier for them because it was a skirt before, so they just had to cut out the shorts to do it. Now they're in shorts.
Easy. Okay, interesting.
It's like they screwed themselves over.
And Bible study there? Bible study? And,
oh, yeah.
And how did you, like...
You study the same thing for 4 years. They tell you every year it's going to be a different part. No, it's not. It's the same thing.
And is it like you're going to go to hell? Like, what is the kind of... Are they scaring you in there? Because it has such a sinister vibe to me in my head as somebody that has no real experience with a Catholic school, but it just always, from the outside looking in, felt like, oh my gosh, they're scaring them in there.
I'd say I don't know. It's more of a mixed bag.
Okay.
It depends on the teacher that you're having.
Sure.
But like a lot of the times it's just...
Were these like nuns that are teaching you?
There were a few nuns.
I never
had a class with a nun.
Okay. And so then your teacher is just a regular teacher?
Yeah, it was just a regular person. Regular, pretty Catholic person.
Regular person, yeah.
There's definitely some religious people in there.
Yeah. But they're not like no oaths of whatever you call it, chastity or anything.
I would say not voluntarily.
A good answer. All right. So then you're in high school at Bishop O'Connell. And, what are you doing?
I'm convinced that I'm going to be an aerospace engineer.
You're convinced you're going to make what? Make planes? Make rockets?
Yeah, I wanted to work for NASA.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to space camp ever?
I did not. I never went to space camp. I'm still upset about it.
So where did that start? Where did that come from? You just always liked math and science?
Yeah, I was a big mathematics and science kid. Science more in like elementary, and then I switched to mathematics further up.
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't, some kind of military, I guess, they have recruiters. I'm thinking of like a talent scout. It's like, we're going to scoop up this one. And
no, that was just my father.
Did he want you to do engineering?
I don't know if he necessarily wanted me to. I think he was probably happy that that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty stable.
Yeah, because he's like, all right, here we go. That's a good job. That is a good thing to have your kid want to do,
Just like, wow, you want to do a stable career, a good one at that. All right.
Yeah, I would be so hyped if my kid was like, yeah, I want to do private equity management. Oh, sick, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I want to trade all day every day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sit at the stock.
All right.
But that's cool. Okay, and so and then you said Bishop O'Connell has a engineering program.
I'm not positive if they still do.
But they did.
But I was looking for schools, was sort of recruited for this one because of that engineering program. I'm like, had a private tour with the guy who would like set it all up. And then I go to the school, I start. Before I can even start the program, because you had to wait until sophomore up. Yeah. He was apparently in this huge fight with the school about getting funding for it. Okay. They say, no, we're not going to give you more funding for it. We're going to like build a new chapel. So he leaves the school, leaves it in disarray.
The program.
Yeah, the program's in complete disarray.
And this is after you're gone? Or
this is while I'm there. Like before I even started.
Oh, fuck. He gave you the tour, got you in, and then left. Over. Oh, no.
And it's like nobody knew what they were doing. Oh. It just like, it killed my love for it. Because I'm like, anytime I try to do anything, it's just like completely...
Yeah, that sucks. It's like a college coach leaving for a new school right when the recruits get there. Fuck.
Exactly. It's like you put in all this time to get me here, and now...
And you left me.
Yeah.
Damn. And so that made you be like, well, I'm not really enjoying this anymore.
Yeah. It's like if they, like none of the teachers knew what they were doing. They were just sort of like grabbed in. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, these people are not. Yeah, these aren't. There's no passion here.
It's true.
And when
now I know how collegiate athletes like, really, really feel when they get recruited.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when does this switch flip from engineering to
econ, actually?
Econ. Okay, well then when does Michigan pop up on the map?
So I came to Michigan because we had both a good economics program and a good film program. Because I was really big into theater, but I knew in the long run, theater wasn't going to like pay off. Sure. It's too small of a market, especially because like I don't want to act. I want to do behind the scenes stuff. I did all the tech management, stage management.
For what productions? Just spit them out really quick.
I mean, the last few were like Guys and Dolls and,
the classics.
Classics that it's like we wanted to do nonsense and they told us no because it was making fun of the nuns. That's what this school was.
That would piss me off, dude. Have a little humility, you know?
No, it's like, no.
Laugh at yourself.
No, it's not making fun of the nuns. It's honoring the nuns. Let us do it. Yeah. Also, because, like, I mean, there's, like, no guys. So it's like, well, it's an all-female
It was an all-girl school?
No, there were guys. It's just very few wanted to do theater.
Yeah,
it's high school. What high school boy really wants to do?
Yeah, right. Well,
so we did Guys and Dolls. We did Audrey too. What's the? It's with Seymour and the Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, cool. That's a fun one.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And you had the big. Did you have puppets?
Oh yeah. We rented out the puppets.
That's
for
kind
it.
of
we
a
actually
fun
like
one to be on tech
we had a
crew
stacked
for,
cast
right?
for that. We had like people who actually were interested.
Yeah.
Our Audrey too.
Sydney Sweeney, I think.
She went to. I think she went to Berkeley School of Music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're doing theater stuff, and you're like, all right, I want to do econ now. You want to be an economist? You want to like?
It's a backup plan.
Sure.
I like analytics. I like the like econometrics aspect of it, which is all just like coding and statistics.
Okay, but you like movies.
Yeah,
you're watching movies. What movies are like that's firing you up as a kid?
Oh.
What?
Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron.
Oh, come on, dude!
It's a great movie.
Another movie that I think this came up on the podcast recently. My mom had in her minivan had like a TV on the backseat headrest, and Spirit was one of the ones that was going.
I would have it on repeat.
Platinum. Yeah, over and over. Spirit, Brother Bear. You ever watch?
I never watched it.
Oh, I think you'd like Brother Bear.
I've heard great things about it. Really.
That's a classic. And Stripes, Racing Stripes. Yeah.
Racing Stripes.
Racing Stripes. Stripes is a different great movie.
Very different movie.
Okay. Econ. So but Michigan has a good econ program, a good theater program,
and a great not
film.
Like it's a reasonable film program. Like it's ranking.
Yeah, right. And so you're thinking about film as a career now.
Yeah, I was thinking about film along the way. Theater was more accessible to me at the time.
Yeah, not a film club at Bishop
we didn't really have a film club. No, like film classes.
Yeah.
So I was really ingrained in theater, but I was like, I love the entertainment aspect. I love like the emotional part. I feel like I can do the same thing with film.
Okay. Good football team over at Michigan. So there's a nice campus life.
I knew nothing about Michigan before doing these searches. And then after that, I knew the only thing was that my father would always root against Michigan in all of his like various.
Is he a Notre Dame fan?
Yeah.
He just didn't like Michigan.
No, he just didn't like Michigan.
What about now?
Well, he has a cup and a hat. And like he has apparel. He has to wear the stuff.
He got a merch. Yeah, for you. Yeah.
I'm like, he roots for them. I get to go blue whenever we win.
That's nice. Does that feel good?
Yeah, it does feel good. It does feel good. I'm like, that's right. I did that. No, only child.
Only child.
Just me.
Wow. You and the Rents. I like that. You don't have only child vibes, and I say that as a compliment.
I've been told that. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I
get a lot of like eldest daughter.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I see that for sure. I also, and again, I don't want this to be misconstrued as an insult. It's not. You have like middle child vibes to me a little bit.
That makes sense. That does.
But
make
like
sense.
in the best way.
If you said youngest child, that would hurt though.
I'm a youngest child, and I feel like I can pinpoint a youngest child immediately, and I don't think I would have attributed that to you.
I've never gotten it yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, there's still a lot of time, but.
Well, we have this, insatiable need for attention at all times.
It's true.
That's why we start podcasts.
I know. That's why you decide that you're going to become famous with the podcast.
Just podcasting and open mic comedy. A lot of youngest kids at the open mics. Okay, so you get to Michigan.
Yeah.
20. You're younger than me.
Yeah, 2020.
2020. Fun year to get there.
Great year to get there. I was on campus, and then they sent us home for Thanksgiving and said, "Don't come back."
Do not come
back.
And
I said, "What if I did?" And they said, "All right, here's your room."
Okay.
Like, okay.
So you were in North. Where were you?
I was in Mosher, Jordan.
Okay, cool. Mojo.
Side, yeah.
For the Michigan listeners, that's where my sister lived in that dorm.
It's a rough
baseball.
Dorm.
Really?
It's a rough
dorm.
I mean, so they put me on the weird half floor.
Okay,
it's
right.
like the
it's
second
like
floor,
hill,
there's like weird parts.
Yeah.
And I was the room right next to the mailroom.
It's chaotic. There's a lot of foot traffic.
A lot of foot traffic. I started playing a game with myself of anytime I was in there, listening for the door to open and counting how many people went past. Okay, I was very entertained.
Yeah, you were an only child.
I was a very occupied only child. I had many activities.
You came up with a lot of good games. Okay, but that's fun. And so then when do you start taking film classes right away? You start getting involved in film stuff right away? Because I feel like I met you pretty early on.
Yeah, winter semester, freshman year.
Okay, which is when you would have done Metamorphosis, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
I did one film the first semester. Don't forget to tip if anybody's seen it.
Somebody must have that's watching.
I'm sure. Either someone who made it or someone who watched it. So that was my very first film set experience.
Okay.
And
you were like, this is kind of cool, kind of fun.
I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I really had fun on this 17-hour day. Let's make this my life.
Let's do this every weekend now for all of college. Yeah. And so then...
I stuck around for winter semester to give myself a chance at being on set.
Yeah, Big Hoss, Justin Levine. Read
the myth, the legend.
Read a Franz Kafka book. So this gives me an idea.
He was like, you know what?
I'm
going to be a genius right now.
And so Justin wrote a short film script called Metamorphosis, which is not, it is not directly inspired by the Kafka story. But I do think he did read it before making it.
I do think he took some inspiration, at least in the creation process.
Yeah, he did go Kafka mode when he was making it. And then he got to ask, he graciously asked me to play a small bit role in that.
It was a great role.
And I got to act, I was a drug dealer. It was a role I was born to play. Wait. In college, this is a quick tangent. If you're okay with that.
No, please.
I remember. So I had a couple of my best friends from high school. I went to Michigan with. They were in nursing school, and they lived in a house with 9 nursing majors. Who were
that's a lot of nursing
all lovely.
Majors.
I love them all. They were very lovely people. They were very always happy to see me, I think. But there was just it was a lot. 9 nursing majors in one room, all on the same schedule around each other all the time. It was a lot. But I would go over and I would smoke weed over there sometimes. And Ann Arbor was the first place that I had like my roommate was 21, so he could just easily get weed from the dispensary for me. I'd always bought from Plugs
great
before
for you,
that.
yeah.
It was huge. So I was buying like an ounce of weed at a time, which was as an 18-year-old, like, holy fucking shit, this is the most weed I've ever held in my hand. And so I would go over to my friend's house and smoke with her and her roommates.
Those are some really chill nursing majors.
Yeah, they were cool. But they one of them would always ask me, like, she thought I was a weed dealer.
Oh my God.
She would be like,
so Justin heard that story and was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. She would be like, hey, could you get me some stuff like next time you come back? I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like next time.
You're like, if you want weed, yeah, I'll have my buddy buy you some weed.
That's exactly what I was like. Yeah, like before I go to the dispensary next time, like.
Did you mark up for her? Like,
no, I didn't, because I didn't even realize.
What were you doing?
I didn't realize what she thought was happening. Like I didn't. It was like
made money.
The third time I showed up without weed to her house, and she was like, "Oh, you don't have any weed? I was gonna buy some from you." And I was like, "Oh no, like I just didn't." And she was like, "I just figured you always had some on you." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Aren't you like a weed dealer?"
This is why
like,
you're not a business major. You that was your opportunity to start a business.
I missed
dealing to the entire nursing school.
That was crazy. That was like, I remember for some reason I felt like embarrassed at the time. I was like, is that the vibe that I give off? Just like a drug dealer vibe? And I guess so, because Justin, without knowing me well at all, was like, dude, you gotta play a drug dealer.
That's like wild to think of a time when you guys weren't
we
like
didn't
so
know
close.
each other. And I thought Justin didn't like me for about a year. I thought he didn't like me. Yeah. And I think I was just in my own head about that. But Metamorphosis was great, and met you there, and we were just talking about Dana Pirangeli. Who fucking knows, dude? Who fucking knows?
It's embarrassing, but don't ask.
A friend of the show. We have to catch up with her soon, and you're living with her sister.
I am. I live with your younger sister, Jill.
All right, tangent done. Metamorphosis
Officially
done. Metamorphosis was fun, but nobody's seen it.
Did it ever get cut?
It never got edited.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
never saw any of it.
Like you're saying, you saw the post about it. I'm like, I don't even know if that came out.
No, it never did.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. But then
it's still on my like document of all of the projects I've worked on.
Cool.
Just to like tell myself that I did it.
It was definitely at one point on my resume as well.
Real.
Just like, yeah, I did that shit. But then I was probably pretty high on that set.
That does not narrow it down.
on Metamorphosis, I was probably
okay.
It's not, that memory's a little foggy for me.
It's just been so long.
Yeah, that was many. Isn't that crazy?
It's been almost 4 years.
How many years ago that was?
That's
that was
wild.
nuts. The first time that I vividly remember meeting you was, I want to say, Elote.
That was a
sketch.
really fun
That's
set.
when I really remember being like, okay, MJ, what's up? Hey. And then like hanging out and being like, all right, we're tight. And that was, so we were doing, there was a sketch comedy class offered at Michigan, which was such an awesome class, and
great class.
Still such good friends with so many of those people to this day.
Great
and
professor.
Yeah, God, Terry Saris, we love her dearly
Such
forever.
a legend. Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, she's wonderful.
And so I believe it was Laura Graney that wrote that and produced it. Wrote and produced it, maybe directed it as well.
I think she directed it as well. Yeah.
Really great sketch that we have talked about this on the podcast before when Mary Nearhouse was on, because we played a clip.
Yeah.
That was also, I think, my first time talking to him. It's just crazy how the genesis of all that people are still hanging out, still around.
That's that Michigan difference.
God damn it, go Blue. That fucking shit, dude. But yeah, I mean, that was fun, right? Do you remember having fun on that? Did you think I was funny?
Fun on that. I thought everybody on that set was very funny. It's great because I just got like asked, I think day of. Yeah. Like someone just dropped a message in the producers chat for MAG because I just joined.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, and I wasn't in MAG yet.
I think Laura just like messaged in there. It was like, hey, can somebody come do sound?
Do sound, right?
And I was like, I have nothing to do tonight, like every other night. I'll be there.
I'll show up. Yeah, fuck it.
So yeah, I like walked however far to this random apartment. And then watched you eat corn.
And just watch
Mary eat so much corn.
Messy corn down her face hole.
It was an insane amount of corn. I find that funny whenever I think about it.
God, that was a good times.
That one lasted.
Good times. Okay, and then what stuff do you want to talk about in college?
What stuff do I want to talk about in college?
Bad question again. We'll keep moving forward. Is there any projects that really stood out to you that like really solidified? Did you graduate with an econ mind? Did econ stay around?
Yeah,
to the end?
I have a bachelor's in economics.
Holy shit!
Bachelor of arts in economics, bachelor of arts in film, television, and media, and a minor in Scandinavian studies.
Whoa!
I was a very busy person.
Yeah, holy fucking hell, dude.
And then I was on like 8 million projects.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were always. I don't know how you were always on set too, because I had not a lot going on, and I would be like, oh, I gotta go to set. I'm so busy. It's the only thing I have happening in my life. Did you ever go to a Scandinavian country? Did you ever get out there?
Yeah, I did Sweden for.
Did you do a semester there?
I did not. I didn't do a semester abroad.
Yeah. Too much shit going on.
I know. I'm mildly upset with myself about that because they have like you can do semester abroad in either Denmark or Sweden and like do both film and econ. Like they're both programs that are supported, and I never got around to it because I was like, I'm gonna miss out on shooting stuff here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was just so paranoid that if I left, like something would happen to my network, which is crazy because it's one semester.
Right. But I had the exact same thought process where I was like, my sister did a semester abroad at Michigan, and I had friends that did. My roommate did it in Sweden, and my whole thing was like, I love Ann Arbor so much. I love every second I spend here, and I don't want to miss out. I just was like, all my career opportunities are going to come from being here in Ann Arbor.
Really big fear of missing out.
Never did it.
I mean, ultimately, I am glad that I was there for all 4 years, but I feel like, I don't know.
No, it's just an opportunity that I kind of let slip away.
Yeah, I did. I let it slip through.
But you're also such a traveler.
I know. I'm like, I guess I had it in my mind too. Then I'm like, I'm not gonna miss out on all the traveling aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it in my youth. I'm gonna do it in the future.
Yeah. So you knew you were gonna, because I do want to get to, if you're ready to move on from Michigan.
Yeah, by all means.
Never,
but always.
Well, we're never gonna fully move on from Michigan.
Such a big part of me.
Beautiful. But I don't know what I assumed you were doing after graduation, but I definitely didn't assume correctly. Because
I'm so curious to hear you come up with something that you might have assumed that I was doing. I'm like, what could I possibly been doing in your head?
I had just sort of a vision of you at Wrigley Field watching Cubs games, knitting and drinking IPAs.
That's a dream. Maybe switch out the IPAs for some nice ciders.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
I haven't worked quite up to the IPAs yet.
Okay, we'll get you there.
Maybe soon.
We'll get you there. But when you arrived to LA the first time, I was like, dude, how are you? Like, so great to see you. It's been so long. You know, where have you been? Like, what have you been up to? Assuming the answer I was expecting to hear was like, yeah, just enjoying like the last couple months at home, like saying goodbye to friends and family, you know? And you said...
And instead, I told you that I've been working for the United States government in India at the United States Embassy.
In New Delhi?
Yeah, New Delhi, in the capital.
Holy shit. Which you said that, and I was like, oh my God, that is... I mean, so cool, obviously, but also like kind of insane, right? It's kind of
crazy.
Isn't New Delhi just like kind of a crazy place?
Yeah, it's wild. It's huge.
Yeah.
Overpopulated.
So many people, right?
So many people. Like over 32 million.
Oh my God.
It's like if you thought LA was bad.
It's too much.
No,
it's
Delhi's worse.
So you're working for the United States Embassy.
Yeah. Department of State, to be specific. You really gotta specify. You gotta specify.
It's so awesome that I have a government official on the show right now. It's so cool. I'm trying to just even think of like a good.
I don't have my
sound effect.
I don't have my ID card anymore, unfortunately. But
what kind of shit were you doing? What were you doing there?
So I worked within the economics department, specifically the environment, science, technology, and health unit, where I focus primarily on quantum and AI issues, like specifically emerging technology. Okay. Which
it's really cool. It is really cool.
It's cool. It's also like something I never thought I would ever do. I'm like, I've been like making shitty little short films for like 4 years, and now I'm
Can I show you guys elote? Like,
hey, can I show you guys this silly little sketch I made? Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to these like Indian government officials about promoting like quantum engagement.
It's so funny. It's just that's so beyond the realm of the show, you know?
Oh yeah,
so outside of the arena.
Yeah, I'm like, I wore a suit every day.
Did you actually? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was dressed up.
God damn.
It was so there were 4 of us within my unit. I was the oldest by a long shot.
Yeah.
The other girl just finished her freshman year of college. And then the other 2 were like 16. And I'm like, this is such a wild group of people.
You were washed.
I'm like, I'm here. Truly, I was the oldest person there. And I'm like, I feel so out of place. I'm like, I'm all dressed up and you're wearing jeans and a white t-shirt.
Yeah, and they're using slang that you don't understand.
No, unironically. Like, I was like, I'm learning from this one 16-year-old. I'm like, how... what does this mean?
Talking about?
They found great enjoyment from the sheer amount that I was like, I physically cannot understand you right now. And now I know how why the millennials are so upset about it.
I know, dude, and it's like I'm having like cuz my sister is 6 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So for my like entire life I've been just like making fun of her for being old, like calling her washed. Like
now we can't do it anymore.
Dude, I started doing that I think probably when I was like 16-ish. And I'm now like older than when she was when I started calling her old and washed. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, oh my God. And like I, talk to my little cousin or something, or like hanging out with some friends from home and see their little siblings and they'll say shit. And it scares me. I'm like, truly,
I'm
no.
like, I caught about half of those words.
I'm old.
I'm like, I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language to you right now.
No.
And then I'll be like, yeah, that's such a bop. And they're like, whoa.
Like, what the fuck?
That makes no sense. Like, that's not what that word means. I'm like, that word has meant that for decades.
You take that back.
I'm like, don't go changing my language.
Oh, it's so true, though, dude. Oh, 2014 was 10 years ago.
Don't say that.
I was in high school 10 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. Let's see. I got a sad kind of.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah, you do. I can let you press a button here. Let's see. What do you want to do? You want to hit this one? This is one of the new Dutton buttons.
One of the Dutton buttons?
Yeah,
no way.
Hit that one.
Oh, from Friday the 13th.
Yeah. I actually watched Friday the 13th last night with
How'd you like
my buddy Justin. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
I think it's like you show me anything from like the 70s and 80s that has just like that film grain look and like the analog like title sequence stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, I just think it's so cool. So I really loved the way it looked. And there were 2 or 3 moments that did actually give me a genuine start.
Oh, wow.
Which I like. But, obviously it's like campy and corny. And Do you like it? Have you seen it?
I'm not going to lie. Much to the surprise of probably anyone who knows me who's listening, I've not seen it.
I just think it's worth the watch. Obviously there's like there's like 13 of those movies now. And it's like so cuz like I don't think I had ever seen the original Friday the 13th start to finish. I had definitely seen scenes of it. I definitely like knew the lore of it. But like cuz I don't know about like when I was like in elementary, middle school, I really loved, well, I'm sure you've seen Watch Mojo videos.
Who hasn't?
Right.
Other than apparently the newfangled youths.
Yeah, I bet, dude. I bet they don't even fucking know about Watch Mojo.
Which is a real shame.
That would really get my goat.
That was such a part of my childhood.
Yes, and so like the videos that were like, top 10 saw traps or top 10 Freddy Krueger kills or something. So I would love those, and so that would kind of get me into, not necessarily sitting down and watching these horror movies start to finish, but like reading the Wikipedia articles on them and like watching clips on YouTube. But like I had seen like Jason X and like Jason Takes Manhattan and like
what random ones
for some
to
reason
watch.
I had seen like the stupidest,
those, but
weirdest
not, like, the
ones.
originals.
Yeah. So it was all of that is to say I enjoyed it.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
Movie review segment. I do have a segment planned for us.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Is it already segment time?
I mean, we've been going for about 35 minutes.
We're just yapping.
Yeah, I know, and like I'm having fun
yappers.
yapping. You having fun?
Having a blast.
Having good yapping. I suppose we could do. I was gonna do news of the week, which is just like the only reason I was hesitant to do it was because I was trying to figure out just the scheduling of stuff, and I don't know how relevant.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I did mess up our scheduling quite a bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care about that. I'm just like, if this episode comes out 2 weeks from now, and if I'm gonna talk about the news. Again, I'm like,
wow, this is old news.
Let's talk about Luigi Mangione and the United Healthcare Slayer. And okay,
he needs a movie about himself with that name.
I'm sure it's coming soon.
I'm sure.
And with that name and that face, right? Oh my God, what a dream!
Smash or pass?
Smash.
Obviously.
Smash, but also gently, because apparently his back is too bad to have sex. That's what I read on the internet. All right, hold on.
I have not read that.
So I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to, before we get into any of this, I want to start and say that I
appreciate the disclaimer.
I'm not a tinfoil hat guy. I do think, JFK was not shot by like a lone acting gunman. I think there was some funny business there, and
Fair. It's very suspicious.
Yeah.
It is a very suspicious situation.
And I do think potentially, and this is the longest shot conspiracy theory I believe, is that O.J. Simpson is Khloe Kardashian's dad. Have you ever read that?
No.
That is like one that I don't say too often, but there's like
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
You should Google that when you go home.
Okay.
But I'm not like, I'm not one of these freaking, guys that spends all day on internet forums like reading bad stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now that's out of the way.
Okay.
I'm not sure that Luigi Mangione is the guy.
Oh, you should not be sure about that at all.
I'm like thinking, okay, because is there anybody listening to this that doesn't know what we're talking? Like, this is pretty huge news, right?
I feel like everybody knows at this point.
Yeah. And this will probably still be in the news cycle.
Like, healthcare CEO gets shot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, they're doing all the trials.
The trials are about to happen.
It's like, I feel like it'll still be relevant.
Yeah.
But also, who knows? 2 weeks is a long time.
2
weeks is a long time in this mediascape.
Okay. So Luigi Mangione allegedly rides a city bike up to where he knows exactly where the CEO is. He knows his schedule, so he catches him walking into like a meeting or something.
Yeah,
and has a silenced weapon with bullets with words inscribed on them. He wrote, I believe it, deny, defend, depose.
Correct.
That
is correct on each bullet.
Yes, right. And
which takes a lot of planning.
Yeah, like this is clearly a person that's premeditated a very meticulous plan.
Which I can appreciate that meticulous energy.
From a type A kind of
Just
person.
Saying.
That's very...
Ed, that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. Yeah, and I admittedly don't read much political theory, but to the best of my knowledge, deny, defend, oppose is like a mantra of, attacking the privatized healthcare system.
Yeah, it's standing for the people against those systems.
Because that's what
control them.
The insurance companies, that's their like way to not pay for procedures.
It's all muddled.
Clearly,
but yeah, there's
beyond my pay grade.
They're putting in a lot of like they're proposing and implementing a lot of systems that are basically screwing over the average person and making it impossible to like live without paying an insane amount of money to stay
to not go into literal like generational poverty.
Humanity.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a nightmare. As someone, I know you had I remember in college you had an injury. I remember you were on crutches for a little bit, and I'm saying that because
I did have an injury.
You got run over by a car or something?
Yeah, I got run over and parked on. My father's gonna be so upset that I'm talking about this.
Okay, well, we won't spend too much time on it. The reason I brought it up was because I also am just recovering from a pretty significant injury, and it's like, man, I was in a lucky, spot with it, and it was still a nightmare dealing with insurance and healthcare and all this. So it's like, God, we're in such a fucked spot of that. So this guy, and here's something that I'm struggling with, because I do think it's kind of badass, right?
It is.
It's kind of badass.
Yeah, it's really badass.
It's also,
it's like it's taking things into your own hands.
Yeah, but that is insane to me. Kind of that millions of people, and I'm not even saying that I'm like innocent of this. Millions of people have like almost made not martyr isn't the right word, but have like
I'd say that's pretty accurate now. Like he's being idolized for doing this.
Like
it's like, and in some ways I can't even fault people for that.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that too. So what really made it like kind of me be like, hold on a second, was I just watched just a little bit of I think it was the Chris Rock SNL episode where they mention him. And there's like a 30-second like raucous applause break at the mention of Luigi Mangione. And I'm like, this isn't like, sometimes my Twitter feed gets a little kind of radical left. And I'm like, holy shit, like we're in the DSA end of Twitter. But like
next thing you know, they're gonna try and ban it too. TikTok part 2.
For real. But it's like SNL is like center left, like mainstream.
Yeah.
And it's like it's as mainstream like pop culture liberal as you get, and on SNL they're getting like huge applause breaks
for everyone's affected by this, and it's sort of like, I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. Right, like vigilante justice is a really gray area.
It's a slippery slope too.
But it's sort of like at the same time, if this is what it's taking for these like healthcare and insurance people to like wake up and be like, oh hey, maybe we should actually care for those people who pay us.
Maybe our sole responsibility on this earth isn't just maximizing profit margins.
Yeah, because it's like
making life better for everybody.
Whatever the policy that they had rolling out about like, hey, we're not going to pay for full anesthesia anymore, they get part, and then they rolled that back real quick following that. Right.
Oh man.
So it's sort of like,
but that's not scary good. Too,
that's horrifying.
Because then it's like, and again, I do think Luigi is kind of cool, and I want to finish talking about Luigi because I'm not done talking about Luigi. But then, then you get guys that start thinking like, well, I'm on the right side of everything. Yeah. I'm gonna take matters into my own hand like Luigi, but like that guy's opinions might not be good.
And in most cases they aren't. It's just sort of like, it's also like, are we idolizing Luigi because he's pretty?
That's definitely part of it.
I think that's a really big part of it. And it's sort of like, well, that's where I can understand the conspiracies. Yeah,
Timothy Crooks didn't get idolized like that.
No, he did not.
Everybody saw a picture of him and said, yeah, fucking, we'll move on.
But I do understand like all of the conspiracy around it.
So Luigi does this, very calculated tactical hit.
Allegedly.
Slips away into Central Park unnoticed, like a ghost.
And it took them 2 days to find the backpack.
And the backpack he left is like a bit. He's like pranking them. There's Monopoly money in there.
Genius.
So he's dunking
not saying
on
it's
these
good,
guys.
but it is really funny.
And then this, I mean, I guess erratic, mentally ill man. Clearly he is, but also clearly a very, very intelligent person.
Very calculated, very intelligent.
Gets tapped in a McDonald's,
like just randomly sitting in a McDonald's
Altoona,
with a
still
bag.
Has the weapon,
like has the weapon, has a manifesto,
all these
like
fake IDs.
But did you see that one of the I wouldn't say it's a new conspiracy because I mean I've seen it floated around for a few days. Was that was just a cover up? The tip from Nancy Parker was just a cover up for like a greater surveillance
because they were tracking him illegally and they needed a way to back. Yeah, I did see that, and that is honestly probably
most like it's most likely
thing.
option.
Yeah.
And they were just like, well, but it still doesn't explain. Like maybe they must have like caught him earlier and like planted him there. I just don't understand.
And
like
I'm not sure any of those photos we saw of the guys in jackets and masks. I'm not sure any of those guys were Luigi.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure any of those guys were the guys in the video taking the shot. All right. That's all I got on Luigi Mangione and news of the week. Hopefully.
Wonderful.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, that's still in the news cycle.
If it's not, let me know. We'll re-record just this part.
We'll do something different.
Charlie.
Good morning, Charlie. Sorry.
She's like, good morning. I'm getting smacked in the face.
Okay. So it's time. Oh, that's very cute, isn't it?
She's so precious.
It's time for the segment.
Sorry, I have to take a picture of this. She's adorable.
Okay.
Sorry, you can keep going. I'm just going to take photos of this dog.
Yes. Okay, so the segment.
The main draw.
Let me make a little edit point here. All right, so MJ, thank you for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
So how many segments would you say you've seen from this show? You've seen a couple. None. You always turn
Minimal.
it off.
I get
after
really,
the
really
intro.
distracted.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
I'm
not
doing other stuff because
personally.
I'm like I'm putting on the show and then I'm going to do other
Yeah,
stuff
sure.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what's going
Holy
on?
shit!
Wait.
What are they just talking about? Somebody just say my name? Yeah.
So popular.
But basically, and I explained this a little bit to Jason Fine. Most of the segments on the show revolve around people's names. Yeah, you saw that.
I do know that. Sorry.
So you are MJ Johnson.
I am. I'm a big alliteration fan.
And would you say you are something of an expert on all things MJ?
I feel like I know where you're going. I'm gonna give myself a healthy, like, somewhat.
Say maybe.
I'm like an average.
Fine. Okay, so my initial idea for this segment was Johnson versus Jackson versus Jordan MJ edition. And
Wonderful.
Another
You
thing
didn't want to add in Spider-Man's girlfriend to that?
No, that's also what I did. I also because I most of these segments come with me thinking of something stupid and then backing my way into like what it is. Come up with the name first, back into what the game is.
It's how you got to do it.
And so what I was originally going to do was do Johnson versus Jordan versus Jackson MJ edition, but I couldn't find any quotes from you that I could feasibly pass off. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it would have been very obvious when I read that quote that it was a MJ Johnson quote.
Yeah, what's a very famous man and what's me?
Yeah, and then then I was like,
famous woman.
Yeah, then I was like, yeah, pre-famous is nice. I like pre-famous.
That's how I'm gonna start describing myself. Maybe I should update my Instagram bio.
No, that's a great Instagram bio. Pre-famous. That's great. So then I was gonna do Johnson versus Jordan versus Watson MJ edition.
Okay.
And it turns out MJ Watson quotes are about as distinct as MJ Johnson quotes. It's just
they're
like,
all about
It's all about Spider-Man.
It's all Peter.
They all say like tiger. It's just very clear. So what we're going to do is
make it difficult on you.
We're just gonna keep it simple, and I think you'll still have good luck with this. It's just Jackson versus Jordan, and this could technically be Michael edition, but we're gonna call it MJ edition because it's MJ playing the game. Okay. MJ Johnson plays Jackson versus Jordan Michael edition. So I'm going to read you quotes.
Okay, I'm dropping my odds already just to give myself a higher chance.
You're dropping your odds,
right? Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you're not
like going from like
I'm
I'm not gonna like bet myself.
Okay. I think you'll do well. Okay. So hold on here.
So if I just say Michael, I win, right? You're like, who was it? I'm like, it's Michael. And you're like, okay, perfect.
You get to do that once.
Okay.
All right. Quote
I'll hold it.
Number 1. Ability takes hard work.
Jordan.
Yeah, that was Jordan.
I'm a genius.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of these are gonna be pretty easy.
This is what got me into Michigan, actually.
Knowing Michael Jordan quotes.
Of course.
If you don't aim for something, you'll never know whether you could have hit the mark.
Oh. I want to say Jordan. Wow.
Oh, that one was Michael Jackson. See, that one's kind of a tough one.
That is a good one.
That one's kind of a tough one. And there's a couple, I know, there's a couple tough ones in here that I think will trip you up, but then you'll see. Okay. Never give up on your dreams. Don't let anyone stand in the way. Just go straight ahead because nothing is impossible.
I'm really questioning myself right now. I'm gonna say Jackson. I feel like
Yes, very good, MJ. Very good.
I'm trying to figure out
yes, what's happening.
Use my intuition
here.
to figure out what order you would put these in to trip me up.
Yeah. Right.
It's like when you're doing a standardized test and you're like, well, they wouldn't do C 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, let's see if that strategy is gonna work out for you. Who wants mortality? Everybody wants immortality. That is why, to escape death, I attempt to bind my soul to my work because I just want it to live forever and give all that I have.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Jordan or Jackson?
That feels like something Jackson would say.
Is that your answer?
Oh. No, I'm going to switch it to Jordan.
Oh!
Damn it.
Damn. That was good. See, because that one's good because it's I don't think Jordan would ever use those specific words, but that's very much his mindset.
Right? That's why I'm like, I don't know if he would say
that's a tough
it.
one.
Jackson would say those words, but it is a very, I feel like that's very Jordan. But
Yes.
also Jackson was very obsessed with living forever.
Right. Which
Curses.
there are no shortcuts to success. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself.
Jordan.
Yeah. All right, this is where things start to get a little...
Don't tell me they're starting to get hard. Challenging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if challenging is the right word. I wish the whole world could be full of children.
Okay, questionable was the word you were looking for then, Jackson.
Yep, that's correct.
I bet he does wish the whole world was full of children.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Ready?
All right.
Children show me their playful smiles, the divine in everyone. This simple goodness shines straight from their hearts and only asks to be lived.
Oh my God. What are these quotes, man? I really wish it was Jordan just for the sake of having that not be Jackson.
Yeah.
But I do have to say Jackson.
Yeah, that's correct. There is no I in team, but there is in win.
Jordan.
Oh,
wow.
Sorry, Charlie.
That's unfortunate.
Drop the laptop there.
And you know what? He makes a good point.
Yeah, right? That's pretty fucking good. I like that one. Okay, sorry. Don't look at the screen. Don't cheat.
I'm not.
I'm
looking at the dog.
You have to expect things of yourself before you can do them.
That's a really good quote.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jordan.
You're on a roll here. You're on a roll.
I can't jinx it.
You're on a freaking roll here. To a child, food is something special. It isn't just a delicious taste or the vitamins that build a healthy body. Food is love and caring, all the things that a food family can provide. Remember when you were little and your mother made a pie for you? When she cut a slice and put it on your plate, she was giving you a bit of herself in the form of her love. She made your hunger go away, and when you were full and satisfied, everything seemed all right. Because that satisfied feeling was in the pie. You were nourished from a deep level. Food is something we all need physically, but so is love. The deeper nourishment that turns into who we are.
My God.
Give me Jordan.
Yeah. Man did not want to stop talking there. Wow. Man loves to eat.
I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. You know, I'm gonna give Jackson some hope there.
Ah, no.
All right. I'm like, I want him to have a really good one.
Yeah, let's take it home.
Want him to.
Take it home. We'll make this the last question.
Okay.
Each song is like a child that I nourish and give my love to.
Why are all of his quotes about children? Michael Jackson.
That's correct.
My God. He needed another interest.
Isn't it? Isn't
His
it a little
special interest
shocking
was
how
children, and it was a little too special.
how many of those quotes there are? So that was Jackson versus Jordan MJ edition.
I'd like to say that I killed that.
You did very well, I thought.
Thank you.
And I didn't do you any favors by stacking the hard ones at the beginning.
That's true.
You know,
you had me second guessing myself.
Yeah, and you navigated through those pretty well. And gonna have to cut that one out for the audience.
Marissa's gonna love that.
I know, she's gonna be pissed.
It's not like she just complained about it or anything.
And she's not the only one. She's the voice of the audience on that one. I've gotten
Wow.
many texts that are like, dude, I try to listen to your show and you keep burping into the fucking microphone.
It's the fact that you're like, I'm gonna press my face into this so that I achieve like maximum effect.
Yeah, the problem is I find it funny. The problem is I find it makes me laugh. But the segment you thought was kind of fine. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Kind of fun.
It was fun.
It was
I
fun.
wasn't positive where you'd end up going with it because I'm like, all right, it's gonna be about my name.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna try and take this? Like nothing really rhymes with my name.
Sure.
And that was like, I guess like the easy fallback's gonna be like something
MJ,
related to MJ,
Jordan
yeah.
or Jackson.
Jordan, Jackson. I've been getting a lot of Spider-Man's girlfriend recently.
Yeah.
Like meeting all these new people. I think it's just because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But like, I've been getting a lot more of that recently.
Yeah, Spider-Man's big right now. Spider-Man's having a moment.
He's in the Spider-Man era.
We're in a yeah, we're in a web slinger era. He's in his Spider-Man era. All right, dude. We're at about an hour. Is there anything you would like to plug? Anything you got going on?
Oof. Okay.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions that you're thinking about adopting this year?
I want to get back into running.
Nice.
I was doing really well about it in Delhi, but like since moving to LA, just like there was so much going on at the beginning, I kind of fell off it a lot.
Were you running on a treadmill in New Delhi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of treadmill running. So like it was easy to keep track of like miles and stuff, but it's like I don't know. I'm like there's a lot of good trails around the area.
Yeah.
So I'm like I want to get back out into nature
Cool.
more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a rugby team to join.
Nice. Oh, that's right. We didn't even
Find some
talk
rec
about
rugby.
your rugby days in college.
My brief collegiate rugby stint, which anyone on that team would be like, "Don't say that."
You weren't.
It was 1-7 season, and I'm like, I claimed it.
Yeah, no, I think you get to claim that. Did you get out of there scot free? No injuries. I have a couple friends that played rugby, and all of them had like multiple concussions.
No injuries. I got lucky.
Yeah, nice. Protect that noggin.
I got stepped on a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I only have one season. Because for record, I wanted to join back in sophomore year.
Okay.
But the practice schedule was rough,
Yeah.
like hours wise.
Yeah. And you're working on 3 degrees.
I know.
I'm
I'm working on all these different like school projects, and, like film projects, and then it was like, and they still had these during the winter. We would have practice from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Wednesdays, and I'm like, in the long run, back when I was a sophomore, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah,
and then my senior year, I'm like, screw it, I can do that.
I can do that shit. Well, I got
I'm
nothing
like,
else going on.
easy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I do wish I joined earlier. But
I'm sure there's
like,
rugby little pickup rugby leagues around
I'm like,
here.
there's at least there's a team down in like by LAX area.
Okay.
So it's like it's a hall.
Yeah.
And then I've just learned that there's a team up in the valley.
Nice.
So
That's
I'm gonna
very
have to
exciting.
check them out, see which one I vibe with.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fun New Year's resolution,
Yeah.
dude. Got to get active.
I'm like, I'm gonna go get more active.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get involved with like one of the like the professional teams and run like video or stats or stuff.
Ooh, that
I'm
would
like,
be really cool.
I would love to do that as like a real job.
Yeah.
Like run analytics
Yeah.
or video or
that would
something.
be sick.
Because I'm like, I could eat that.
Yeah. Dude, you would change
I
their
love
game.
a spreadsheet.
You would revolutionize their social media presence.
It's true.
That'd be very nice.
It's true.
Well, I hope everybody had a happy holidays. MJ, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
You'll be back. We'll have you
Absolutely.
back on at some point.
I'm honored to be the last person of 24.
2024. Big 2024 is a big year for the show. You're wrapping us out.
I wasn't sure if I'd be wrapping us out or starting off 25. So.
I wasn't sure either, but I guess I'm still not sure technically.
I guess we'll find out.
But I think you're going to be
I hope
us
everyone
out.
enjoyed 2024, and I hope you're looking forward to a great 2025.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you. We'll see you very soon. Woohoo!